Alright, so now that our battles is over, I think now is a good time to give a good review on how I felt about the event overall. Before I speak, I do want to emphasize that I played throughout the entire event from the concert all the way to the final battle, and I've watched all of the championship episodes, so I think I'm in a good position where I know what I'm talking about. This video really goes out to Terabyte Games and Russo Plays, who are the people who make RE battles, as this video serves as a place for them to collect feedback from me, a player, or a battler, who has played through the entire event. Let's get started. I want to start off with the good things that they've done around Season 3 this time, because they've really done some really commendable things to prepare for this event. Let's first talk about the production value of the entire event. This entire event really felt high quality because there were so many things that were just perfected. The RB Battles videos were truly entertaining to me, and seeing which two people were going to battle it out and see who won was really entertaining to me. And the RB Battles game, they straight up went out of their way to do motion capture, which I thought was really cool. I do like that this event was not completely the same as it was last year, and that there were more prizes and stuff that you had to do. Like for the tournament bracket percentages, was really fun, along with the new prizes if you had to guess the winner and stuff. In this case, there would have been Tanker, which I did, and I won the crystal ball in return. And that was really awesome. I also like how for DJ's bit, you had to navigate to 3 different Roblox games to get his bit, and that was really fun to do. As much as it might have been stressful, it was still pretty fun to me. And each game that you had to join to overcome the steps to actually obtaining the bit actually really does make sense. Like for example, how in Take you had to switch a lever on so that in Buildable it turns on the portal. Then you had to go on Arsenal so that your key won't melt in the waterfalls. I really liked all that. I also like how you guys went out of your way to develop an entire concert for us. The concert was really what drove more people to playing the entire event as a whole. And I don't think people appreciate enough that you guys made an entire lobby just for the sake of 2 days before the concert happened. And after the concert happened, you guys created a whole spaceship as well for another 2 days. And on top of that, you guys created a 3rd lobby. That is the stuff we now know today, like the badge room and the bracket building and stuff like that. However, there was a bunch of stuff that I think you guys can improve on. Before I talk about these things, I just want you guys to know that this is just feedback, because I really do want to see RB Battles be better than ever. And I'm not hating on anybody or anything, because that would just be stupid. I'm just giving my thoughts on the stuff that concerns me the most. Let's talk about Russo real quick. Russo was one of the main 3 people that host RB Battles, and I kinda didn't like how Russo was not in half the tournament. This was done for the sake of the RB Battles storyline, and it kind of felt unnecessary to me. If you guys made a collaboration channel with 2 parties, and one party doesn't even show up, then there might as well just not be a collaboration channel in the first place, you know what I mean? Russo not being in half the episodes was kind of just disappointing to me. This was solely done for the sake of the storyline, but for anyone who wants to watch the RB Battle series later, after the entire event is completed, you won't even realize why Russo wasn't in half the episodes. There was really a gap in the episodes when he wasn't there, and I never want to see him disappear in the episode again. Speaking of the storyline, this might be a hot take, but I kind of just didn't like it in the first place. I do like how there was lore and a mystery to the event and stuff like that, but it just didn't feel fulfilling to me. To me, this kind of felt like they were trying to make a piggy storyline with revenge and narration and stuff. They didn't complement the event this season. Like the fact that JP wants revenge on us because the host was rigged for the final battle last year, just for him to rig it in return by giving Ibella a glider, Tanker and Creek a bigger bow, and Dennis a goddamn UFO. What was the point of seeking revenge when he's literally doing the one thing he's seeking revenge for in the first place? There are also so many unanswered questions in the storyline, and there wasn't a single answer to any of them. In fact, the final battle added even more questions, the biggest one being how JP created Musto. Just because there are unanswered questions in a storyline doesn't make it a good narration. I'm just saying. Next on my list is the golden version of the bits. There were golden versions of the bits so that people who want to find the bits don't have to just completely rely off of YouTube videos after it was found by Creek or something, but rather that they actually have to go in and find it themselves if they want the golden version of it first. But with this came 2 main concerns. First is that exploiters and hackers leak the bits and how they find them, and most of Russo's bits were taken by exploiters who found it before actual plays. My second concern is that the bits were found when I was literally sleeping. Most of the time the bits were found during when I was straight up sleeping, and I missed out on each bit because of it. Well, you might be asking, if I don't like the golden versions of the bit, why do I like the golden versions of the final item? Well, my answer to that is that to obtain the final golden item, there was a fixed time that we all had to participate in. This made the journey to getting the golden items a race, and whoever got there first would win the race. For the golden bits, not so much. The golden items could have been obtained at any given time on a 24-hour basis, meaning to solidify your chances of getting the golden version of any bit, you would have to stalk RB battles every day just to be the first one to obtain them, or just accept the fact that you weren't gonna get it in the first place. This is a pretty flawed idea, to be honest. I also have complaints for the final battle. The final battle seemed to only cater to those who can run it properly. And what I mean by that is that the final battle was just so goddamn laggy, I could not even play it during the time when it first came out. I was already knocked out of the race to the golden item before it even started. I even went on Twitter for this, and you know what DJ told me? He wants to show people that Roblox isn't just a kid game anymore, and that he wants to run complicated games to show that. So he lag bombs everyone's PC. Yeah, what a great idea, right? For an event that's catered to all players, and given a fair chance of winning, it's not fair that those with lower end PCs should have to go through this. Getting to the end of the final battle was supposed to be a race, and I already lost the race shortly after it began because I could not even get past the first part. Not because I'm not skilled at the game or anything like that, but because the game just would not function for me. If I were not following any of the RB Battle social pages or looking at YouTube, and I were simply a Roblox player, I would not even know that RB Battles existed in the first place. The fact that Roblox didn't even bother to promote RB Battles by putting it under the Events tab is all in all just disrespectful. I know it wasn't the fault of the people behind RB Battles, but it really upsets me that Roblox just didn't even bother to promote it. And when they did promote it, they only did the bare minimum in doing so. A few tweets, and a YouTube shorts on their own channel that shows that it's going on, where it's just basically just a copy-pasted video of the RB Battles trailer. That's all they did to show that RB Battles exists, and the few tweets were to help promote the tournament videos. They didn't even bother to promote all the tournament videos either. They only tweeted some, then got carried away by doing something else and never bothered to tweet about it ever again. And the fact that they didn't even fund the event as well, they didn't fund Season 2 either, but at least they did their part in promoting it, which was a bit more understandable. Instead, they won't bother to sacrifice the billions of dollars they have and the millions coming just for a couple $100,000 for the RB Battles event. It might have been more, it might have been less, but they have the resources to fund the event, and they just didn't do so. They would rather have third-party corporations to fund the event instead, so they don't have to burn their own money. It also didn't even feel like YouTubers were promoting the event either. Like, yeah, we got guides on how to get the bits and stuff, but really the only person who was actually talking about the RB Battle storyline and every step-to-step guide, including the final battle, was Dad Brian. He was the only person who actually showed us the entirety of the event. The YouTube scene for RB Battles outside of their official channels were quite dry this year, and I really don't know why that happened. Again, this might be out of your control, but this is really just kinda meh to me, you know what I mean? I really want to see RB Battles thrive and go forward, and I'm really disappointed to hear that Season 4 might not even happen because of Roblox's current limitation. But I want RB Battles to rise from this problem, and that is the main takeaway of this video. If you're an RB Battles developer or one of the 3 main hosts, I do thank you for your time for watching through this video, and I hope you take what I said into consideration. Thank you all for listening, and I will end the video here. Bye everyone.